All right, guys, it is 9 o'clock here in Nashville, so let's go ahead and get started. Thank you all very much for taking some time this evening to tune in and learn a little bit more about Advocare. My name is Ryan Hinton, and I am an independent diamond distributor with Advocare. And you can see this is me on your screen now, along with my beautiful wife, Rebecca. And that is our then 11-year-old son, Brandon, who's now 12. But we are based here in Nashville, Tennessee. And before we really get started tonight, I want to take just a couple of minutes and introduce myself. We got started using Advocare products back in February of 2011. And my wife very simply saw a friend of hers that was using products and had tremendous results and just looked like she felt a lot better. And she said, I want to feel the way that she looks like she feels. So with that, we got started on something that we call the 24-day challenge. And I'm going to explain that in more detail later. But we got started with that. We loved the products. We ended up sharing it with other people. And after about 11 months of helping other people benefit from the products, I saw that there was a tremendous business opportunity here that Rebecca was developing just from helping people in her circles of influence. And from there, we ended up growing a business that allowed me to walk away from an 18-year corporate career as a vice president of human resources with a $2 billion manufacturing company. And I should say too, just to be totally candid, guys, I was extremely skeptical about this business opportunity from the beginning, but saw a lot of credibility over the course of that first year, those first 13 months that we were involved with Advocare. And I'm going to walk you through a little bit of that later tonight in this webinar, and going to help explain to you what we saw with Advocare and what we thought we could do with it. And I'm going to talk a little bit more later about what impact that has had on our life. So we're going to talk about really three different things tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about Advocare products. We're going to talk about the company, its history, and we're going to talk a little bit about the business opportunity. And as you can see on the screen in front of you, we got started way back in 1993. So this company has been around now for coming up actually on 24 years, and all we focus on are nutritional products. And you can see the four main groups in front of you now. There are trim products that help people focus on portion control, appetite suppressant. There are active products that allow people to feel more energized, active, protein bars. There's caffeinated products, and there are non-caffeinated products for people with specific needs. We have a wellness line that focuses on immune health, joint promotion. There is a sleep-related products that allow people just to lead healthier, happier lives. And then we have our Performance Elite line, which is the sports nutrition side, which is just probably one of our marquee product lines. We're going to dive into that a little bit later in this as well. Now, let's focus a little bit more on you and maybe why you're on this webinar tonight. Because if you're on this webinar tonight, somebody has invited you, somebody thought about you for a very specific reason. And it could be wellness focused. It could be a matter of getting your health under control. It could be financially related because there is an opportunity with Advocare to generate significant income for those that are interested. Or maybe it has to do with time debt and time flexibility. Maybe you're looking for a better way to spend your time throughout the course of your day. But one thing that we need to focus on is the power of these products. And I covered the four different groups earlier. We're going to dive deeper into some of those specific product lines tonight. But I want to call your attention to that little check mark down the bottom left-hand corner of this screen, that green box with the yellow check mark. And if you see the package of Slam right in the very middle of this screenshot, you can see that informed choice sticker. That means that our products have been tested by an independent third-party laboratory called informed choice. And what you really need to know about that is that that means these products are safe, they're healthy, and they're effective. And I showed you the picture of Rebecca and Brandon earlier, and it's because of that informed choice logo that I am very comfortable with my wife and my son using these products and putting these products in their body. Now, who's formulating these products? That's a great question. Who's formulating them? You can see them on the screen in front of you right now. There are 8 different doctors that comprise our Science and Medical Advisory Board. I'm not going to go over each one of these. Matter of fact, I'm not even necessarily going to dive down into any of them in great detail, but you're welcome to jot down the names, do some research, look it up. Stanley Dedrick is a legend when it comes to nutrition, has trained over 6,000 surgeons, actually has a wing of Yale University's hospital named after him. The gentleman in the bottom left-hand corner, William J. Kramer, the Lifetime Achievement Award for the National Strength and Conditioning Association is actually named the William J. Kramer Award. So when it comes to sports nutrition and performance, there's nobody better. And those are just a couple of examples of the credentials behind each of these 8 individuals, but just absolutely impeccable in their fields. So that's who's creating the products, but they are working in conjunction with our Sports Advisory Council, which just leads to the question of, okay, who's using these products? And you can see on the screen in front of you now, we are as far reaching as Major League Soccer. We are actually the sports nutrition partner for Major League Soccer. So you see a lot of these gentlemen with the towels, the jerseys, you see them holding red Advocare bottles. If you watch the highlights of Major League Soccer on ESPN, you're going to see the red Advocare bottles with our Rehydrate product, as opposed to those old orange bottles and logos of one of our competitors that I'm not going to name, but I know everybody knows who has the orange bottles. But Major League Soccer, we're the official sports nutrition partner. I love this slide because I just think this speaks volumes when you look at where Advocare is involved. At the bottom of the screen, you see that we've got the number 6 car with NASCAR. Trevor Bain. And as a small business owner, I love the marketing exposure that the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series provides me with. College football, we have had our own bowl game for years. We used to sponsor the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana. Now we have the Advocare Texas Bowl at the end of the year. We have the Advocare Classic, the Kickoff Classic we've had for 3 years now. This past year, it featured the University of Alabama Crimson Tide and USC. There's all kinds of examples I could talk about. You talk about Alabama football. We also work with the University of Kentucky when it comes to Rep Arena and their scoreboard. So just working with absolutely top-notch programs when it comes to NCAA athletics. And again, it goes back to that informed choice logo as to how and why we can work with places like or organizations like the NCAA. And then you look at some of the individuals involved. Rich Froning, 5-time CrossFit champion, just an absolute physical beast. But he is an avid product user. We have worked events with Rich where he talks about literally which performance products he uses on a daily basis and which ones he uses to gain a competitive edge. University of Tennessee tight end and the Dallas Cowboys all-time receptions leader, Jason Witten, one of our sponsors, one of our endorsers, I should say. And then Drew Brees, the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. And I just think this speaks volumes. And I don't know if anybody represents our company better than Drew Brees. Just a class act with the NFL. With his community and who he works with. This was actually taken from an Advocare event, this photo. And, you know, his quote, when they say we build champions, which is our tagline, they mean it. And my wife, Rebecca, and I have been fortunate enough to actually, you know, meet Drew on a couple of occasions and actually work with him. Some individuals on our team have done some Advocare events with him. And he has literally stood in front of us and said, you know, I put Advocare products in my body every single day. And with somebody with everything he has writing on it, telling you that, you know, it's safe and healthy and effective for you and your family as well. So now let's take a couple minutes here and dive into some actual physical examples. These are individuals that have reaped the benefits of the products, and specifically the 24-day challenge, which I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes. But this is our friend Kelly Bonifer, an extension agent with the University of Kentucky, up in the Bluegrass State, a mother of two. She did her first challenge and lost 7 pounds and 5 inches. And you can tell she didn't have a whole lot to lose in the first place, but Kelly has gone on to lose 24 pounds and has gone from a size 12 to a size 4, and now has a growing business to show for it. This is our friend from right here in Nashville, Tennessee, Amy Cooey, mother of two, special education assistant, lost over 40 pounds, started with the 24-day challenge, and has maintained that now for well over 2 years, still using products, still focused on maintaining good health and focusing on her nutrition. Now, it's not all necessarily about weight loss. These are a couple of my photos from last year. My wife, Rebecca, and I had decided just to kind of take our product, or I should say our physical transformation, our product story, and take it to a new level. And what I like to talk about with this is the fact that I'm 44 years old. So even at 44 years old, having kind of been focused on my nutrition for a few years in the first place, was able to go from 170 pounds and 21% body fat over the course of 5 months to 172 pounds and 13% body fat. So actually gained a little muscle mass. And if you work through those calculations, that works out to about 15 pounds of muscle gain and 13 pounds of fat loss. Now, my favorite example of ignoring the scale, all right, and that's part of what I wanted to show with my photo is, a lot of times it's not always about how the scale moves, but more how you feel, how you look. This is our friend from the Cincinnati area, Renee Lawrence. And what an amazing physical transformation with regards to the before and the after. And the great thing is she only lost 1 pound. And that's why we say ignore the scale, focus on how your clothes fit, what your energy level looks like, and how you feel. So all these individuals got started with a bundle called the 24-day challenge. Now, the 24-day challenge is actually a nutrition-based program, all right? And I say that because we always emphasize what you're putting into your body. And Advocare is not meant to substitute good nutrition. Advocare is a supplement to that process. But when you decide to do the 24-day challenge, we're going to focus on what you're putting into your body. And we're going to focus on lean proteins like fish, chicken, turkey, complex carbohydrates, brown rice, oatmeal, quinoa, sweet potatoes, lots of fruits, and lots of vegetables. And we are going to do that in such a way that we're going to help increase your body's natural metabolism. And at the same time, we're going to provide you with extra amino acids to help feed your lean muscle tissue. So like our friend Renee Lawrence, you're going to feed that lean muscle and grow that lean muscle while you're burning the stored fat. Now, the 24-day challenge is split up into 2 different components, a 10-day phase that we call the cleanse phase. And just because it's called a cleanse phase does not mean it's a dirty process, all right? It's very gentle and uneventful, as we like to say. You're not going to be camped out in the restroom, but it will help keep you regular because you're going to put good fiber into your system, which most of us are deficient in. You're going to put great probiotics into your system. And as you're getting your bad fats out and the bad bacteria out of your system, you're replenishing it with those good probiotics and the good healthy fats. And there's an omega fatty complex that goes along with that, an omega fatty acid. And all the while you're doing this, again, you're eating a very well-balanced, nutritious diet, which is a big part of what appealed to Rebecca and I from the very beginning. But you're also consuming spark all along the process. That's 3 to 5 hours of just mental focus. There's a lot of amino acids in that, a lot of vitamins that your body needs, and that just helps you feel really good. And it's a great substitute for coffee, for soda, and just allows you to get a lot more benefits out of that wake-up drink that maybe you need in the morning, or that maybe you need, early afternoon before you go into the afternoon. But anyway, that's the cleanse phase, all right? It's very simple. It's easy process to follow. But after you kind of clean out that gas tank, Then we're going to come in and put high octane fuel back into your system. That's what we call the max phase. That's another 14 days. Okay, so that's days 11 through 24, where we're putting high quality. It's basically a multivitamin strip pack that we're putting back into your system. So again, you just cleaned out your gas tank. Now we're going to put high octane fuel in there. So as you're replenishing everything in your nutritional diet, there's also a meal replacement shake that comes along with this. And again, I want to emphasize it's not necessarily a shake program. As a matter of fact, I should say it's not a shake program, but there is a quick and handy meal replacement shake that you can use if you're running out the door for breakfast, if you're scrambling for lunch, if you're looking for a quick meal replacement option. It's got 24 grams of protein, 24 grams of carbohydrates. It mixes with water. They taste great. They come in a lot of different flavors. It's very easy, handy, and healthy. All right. And again, you're still consuming Spark along this whole process. So again, there's an application that comes along with this for your phone, if that's how you like to track it. There is a hard guide that you can use to check off what you're doing throughout the course of the day. And there's an online virtual coach, as well as the individual that invited you onto this webinar. And then my wife and I, if you decide to do this, will also help coach you through this process. So there's an amazing network of support that goes along with this. And that's our goal. Those are all the tools of Advocare, is to make this a successful program for you. Now, if there's something about this that appeals to you and you want to get involved, you want to do a challenge, maybe you want to try Spark, maybe you want to try M&S or the meal replacement shakes, there are multiple ways to get involved. And it's one of the best parts about Advocare is that there is a fit and a place for everyone. If somebody wants to be a retail customer, you simply go to the individual that invited you on this call. Their microsite, their website, I should say, is their store. You can purchase products retail. That just simply means that it's like you're going to a store and you're buying products off a shelf. You're just paying full retail price for it. I will be totally candid. I do not recommend that people do that, because Advocare is set up so that you can get a wholesale discount. Now, there's multiple options to do that. You can become a preferred customer. So for $19.95, you can get your own microsite and you get a 20% discount. So as a preferred customer, those discounts can range from 20 to 30%. The only disadvantage with the preferred customer is you cannot share this with other people. You cannot pay it forward to a good friend or a brother and a sister as a preferred customer. If this is something that you're looking at potentially from an income standpoint, or if you're thinking you might want to get larger discounts in the long run, then the distributor option is the way to go. For $59, you get an initial 20% discount, and you actually get $59 worth of products to try. You get samples of Spark, meal replacement shakes, Rehydrate. You can maximize that discount up to 40%. And that's also what we refer to as the business advisor. So as a distributor or as an advisor, you can share this with people. So if you start to feel good, look good, perform better, and somebody says, "What are you doing?" then you can share that with them. So what does that distributor actually look like? Again, this was kind of option number 3 on that menu that we were just looking at. Again, the discounts range from 20 to 40%. So for $59, you get a new distributor kit, which comes with all the information that you see in front of you, the shaker bottle, a welcome packet. There's an Advocare magazine that gives you a lot of background, a lot of information, some of which I'm sharing on this webinar tonight. And again, you get meal replacement samples, Rehydrate samples, Spark samples. So you actually get $50 worth of products for your $59 sign-up fee. And with that, you get a 20% discount. And then based on your volume order, and as your volume grows, you can work your way up to the 40% discount. So what does that 40% discount look like? We refer to that as the business advisor. Now, this is what Rebecca and I did right off the bat, and I'll explain why here in a second. But what business advisor looks like is it's $2,000 of retail volume that you actually pay $1,400 for. So you get a 30% discount right off the bat, and then moving forward, you have a 40% discount for life. Now, what's great about this and what's great about all these other levels that I just walked through is there is never any continuing obligation with Advocare. There's no minimums, there's no monthly fees, there's no quotas, there's never any obligation on your part or anybody else's part. It's simply you purchase products when you want to because you want to. Now, this volume can come from you if you're just looking to consume products at the maximum discount over a period of time, or if you're looking to actually grow a business and generate a little extra income. Business advisors where you want to be. And again, I'll explain that here in a second. But Rebecca and I placed this order right off the bat. We used our own money because we said, hey, we want to use these products, we want to try them, and I want to try them at the maximum 40% discount level. My rationale was, why should I pay more for products than I need to when I can get the maximum discount right off the bat? Again, there's no continuing obligation. And here's an even better part. There is a money back guarantee. So you can get your money back for unused products. So in my mind, I didn't have anything to lose by doing our first 24-day challenge at that maximum discount right off the bat. Okay, so that is an option for you. If that's not financially an option for you, you can accumulate volume that comes from your personal purchases, from your distributors' purchases, or if you have retail customers or preferred customers. All that volume can add up to the same $2,000, still get you to the 40% discount. And then this is what the 40% discount gets you. Not only does it get you the maximum discount on all the products, but you see that you can earn retail and wholesale commissions just like a distributor. Well, the great thing about the advisor level is that allows you to earn residual income as well. And the residual income, quite honestly, is what has allowed Rebecca and I to be full-time Advocare, to do this as a business on a full-time basis since March of 2012. So the residual income is a huge aspect to the earning potential associated with Advocare. And it really just boils down to, once you're getting great product results, it's who do you know? And that's why I love this simple little slide, because every single one of us has a lot of circles of influence in our lives. And as we love these products, and just like you might enjoy a restaurant or a particular movie or any other particular product or store, chances are people are going to see what you're doing, they're going to ask what you're doing, and they're going to want to know, how do they get it? And if you're a distributor or an advisor, they can get it from you. So this might mean your friends, it might be people that you're associated with from high school, from college, maybe your kids' schools, it could be your neighbors, the people that you're around on a daily basis, obviously your family. Just about everybody ends up sharing this with their family members as they start to feel great. You're surrounded by all kinds of community networks, ranging from churches to your kids' activities, and then obviously the people you've worked with and your previous employers. So every single one of us knows a lot of people that can benefit from the Advocare products, just like the people that I showed you before. Now, as somebody starts to share this with people, once you become a business advisor, and I talked about the benefits with residual income and what that income can look like, but there is also a rookie bonus program. Now, this is not a training on the compensation program, so I'm not going to dive into this in great detail, but if this is something you're interested in, obviously the individual that invited you, or Rebecca and I, can help walk you through what this rookie bonus program looks like and how the whole compensation structure works. But there is a $500 bonus available for people once they get to the advisor level. As a matter of fact, we have an individual on this team up in Columbus, Ohio, Keith Michael, that earned this rookie bonus 36 hours after he became an advisor. All right, so this is very attainable, and it can be attained extremely quickly for people that are looking for some side extra income. Now, let's talk a little bit about people that are actually doing that. Okay, these are our friends from St. Louis, Missouri. This is Ashley and Matt Robinson. Ashley is a former emergency room nurse. Matt is a corporate engineer in corporate America. both former Division I athletes. Matt played college baseball at the University of Kentucky. Ashley was a collegiate soccer player. And what's cool about their story is again, they were in good shape to begin with. Obviously, great athletes, but had just kind of life had caught up to them. All right. They actually have 4 children. You would never know it, but they have 4 kids, so they stay extremely busy. And they're all under the age of 4, by the way. But Matt lost 40 pounds doing a couple of different 24-day challenges, and has since then gotten refocused on adding lean muscle tissue, and has actually added 20 pounds of lean muscle since last year. And actually just told me a couple of days ago that he's also gotten involved in the CrossFit world, but he just set some new PRs. He said he's stronger now than he's actually ever been. He's power cleaning 275, front squats 305. He is absolutely killing it in the CrossFit world. Matter of fact, just won his first competition I believe just a week ago. But then Ashley has had very similar results. Started with the 24-day challenge, lost 2 inches on her waist, and gained energy so that she could keep up with 4 kids, the 4 kids that I mentioned, every single day. And since then, she's gone on to lose another 5 pounds and went from 20% body fat down to 11%. And she's maintained that 11% body fat and actually gained an extra 5 pounds of muscle. And so obviously they've got friends that are saying, oh my gosh, guys, what are you doing? And Ashley and Matt are actively sharing it with those people, and they're just paying it forward. They're helping to coach people to get the exact same results that they got, and they're making between $500 to $1,000 a month. And that's significant money. And for those of you that are considering this from an income standpoint, think about what an extra $500 to $1,000 a month could do for you and your family. Now, this is our beautiful friend Shalene Archer from right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Shalene's background is fascinating because she is in the ballroom dance world, and that's actually one of her banners, and you can see on there that she is a 3-time US champion. All right. So she is an absolute superstar in the ballroom dance world. But ballroom dancing is extremely time consuming, and she loves it to death and loves working with all of her clients and doing all of her competitions. But the products absolutely rocked her world. And she said now it's great because it increased her energy level. She'll compete over the course of a weekend and literally do hundreds of dances. And Advocare is allowing her to focus on her nutrition so that she can compete at an extremely high level for long periods of time. And she even said, quite honestly, she doesn't have to worry about those extra 4 or 5 added pounds that could come back and slow her down. So you can tell from that picture that she is an absolutely chiseled. And then you see on the right-hand side, she's got her beautiful daughter, Alana. Alana is her 7-year-old purpose. And again, Shalene loves what she's doing and loves coaching and teaching people, but would love to have a little bit more time at home. And so she is using Advocare to generate that extra time. And last month, Shalene made over $1,700. So $1,700 is impacting them, and quite honestly is just the beginning for Shalene. Now, this is our very good friend, Ellie Dowling from right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Ellie was a speech pathologist at Vanderbilt. And you'll notice I say she was a speech pathologist at Vanderbilt. She got started about a year after Rebecca got involved with Advocare. She got started because her husband, Leon, in this photo had tremendous results. Leon lost 20 pounds in the 24-day challenge, and everybody started saying, what is he doing? Is it legal, and how do we get it? So she shared it with them. And with Rebecca's help in the beginning, Ellie was able to grow a significant business. Over the course of a year, while still working full-time at Vanderbilt, she got Advocare to the point that it was at the level of roughly $80,000 a year. And Ellie has been able to maintain that. She was actually able to come home and be a full-time mother to those 2 beautiful children that you see there, Campbell and Reagan, and she has now been home for almost 3 years as a full-time parent. And last month, Ellie made $6,500, so has been able to maintain that income level, which has just been a great benefit and supplement for her and her family. And that kind of leads us to, okay, what do you do next? I see that it's benefited a lot of people financially. For people that are interested, it benefits them. I'm sorry, it's benefited a lot of people or physically, and for people that are interested, it's benefited them financially as well. So what does this look like? How do you do it? Well, one, you've got to use the products, all right? Every single story that I shared tonight and photo that I showed you has benefited from their products. And you can't make a recommendation to someone if you don't actually enjoy the product yourself. Establish your purpose. I talked about Alana for Shalene. I showed you Ellie's two children, Campbell and Reagan, and what this has done for her. It doesn't necessarily have to be about more time as a family. Maybe there's a specific financial goal you have in mind. Ashley and Matt Robinson are taking their four children to Disney World on the added income that they're bringing in from Advocare. So maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's a debt issue that you have. Maybe you want to save money for your children's school, their educations, maybe their extracurricular activities. Maybe it's something for you. Maybe you have an individual goal that you want to accomplish. But make a list of people. Think back to that slide that I showed you at the very beginning. All the different circles of influence in your life and who could benefit from products. And then obviously you've got to talk to people. Let them know what you're using and share your story. And there's a whole train involved in that. There's a lot of information on your microsite if you decide to get involved. And we offer trainings as well. That's what we do, is help people develop their stories, develop their businesses, help you help individuals. And then we've talked a little bit about the success system and what that looks like, but there's ample training that we provide. There's a great training opportunity coming up over the next couple of weekends, something called Champions Day, right here in Franklin, Tennessee on October the 22nd. Rebecca and I, along with our sponsors, Brooks and Chris Reed, and several others, are going to be conducting a Saturday training that's going to allow people to focus on their business and let them understand how they do this, what word choices do they use, how do they share this with people, how do they package their story. It's going to allow them to accomplish some of what we have just explained here tonight. So I want to wrap this up, guys, by just sharing a little bit. I referenced our story at the very beginning, and I want to actually show you what Advocare has meant for us. And there are a couple of different photos that I think just totally encapsulate what Advocare represents for Rebecca and I, as well as our son Brandon. When we got started back in February, I should say when Rebecca got started back in February of 2011, and I said I was working obviously on a full-time basis, this little guy was just getting ready to start school. This is Brandon's photo from his very first day on the bus, his very first day of kindergarten. And I remember staying home from work that morning so that I could see him off to go out to school for that very first day. And I remembered thinking that day that there has got to be more to life. There's something more than leaving the house before the sun comes up and getting home after the sun goes down. And when you travel 2 or 3 weeks a month, you miss a lot of time. So when we talk about time flexibility and what Advocare has allowed us, this is a photo of what our mornings look like right now. I've been a full-time stay-at-home dad. Rebecca and I are both full-time parents since March of 2012. This is what our mornings look like right now. And you can see what a young man my Brandon has grown up into, but he is now 12 years old. So there's literally been 5 years of time, day in and day out, in terms of fixing breakfast in the morning, getting him ready for school, unlimited vacation time, as a family to go do things what we want, when we want, and then also just being home in the evenings when he gets off the bus and gets home at 3 o'clock. He's typically got both parents here. And so as this young little guy is going off into middle school, just started this past year in 6th grade, time is obviously more precious than ever. But this is exactly what Advocare represents to us, is literally 5 years worth of time, memories, and moments. So what can Advocare do for you? Is it physical? Is it financial? Is it time freedom and flexibility? The choice is up to you guys. These products are amazing. They work. We've shared many examples tonight. The financial opportunity is very real. I was as skeptical as they come, but learned very quickly that this opportunity is significant for those that want to pursue it. Advocare takes care of all the marketing and everything that we need. It's just simply up to us to go help other people. So with that in mind, guys, if there's something Advocare can provide you with, please feel free to reach out to the individual that shared this webinar with you tonight, or reach out to Rebecca and I. We would love to help you. With that, guys, thanks for tuning in this evening. Have a wonderful week. Thank you.